the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Safety car, safety car, safety car. Slow down, single file guys, single file, safety car, safety car.
Evening all, and welcome to another podium broadcast of the AMF GT Dev Series, sponsored by Race Management Services, the one-stop shop in your iRacing software needs. We're at Silverstone tonight. We have a 45-minute race with a compulsory pit stop. This is GT3s and a GTE mixed class race. We are clear skies, not a cloud in the sky, and it is morning with a 30% track state at practice. Now that was an intro and a half. I'm Steve, I'm from Podium Broadcasting, and joining me in the commentary booth once again, as always, Isaac Edwards. How you going, Isaac?
Yeah, I'm going really good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yeah, excited to get this round going. Silverstone, not the best track that iRacing has. Pretty, yeah, I would say it's a bit sketchy on tyres, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next 45 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. And just also to add, this is the old layout of Silverstone, so it has the pit facilities next to Maggots and Baggots. That's turn 2, 3. So this is a Silverstone track circa 2009.
It's the old one.
I know. Yes, the old
Get
one.
your finger out of iRacing. What's going on?
I think they've already scanned Silverstone, so I think it might be coming in next build. As far as I know and understand from iRacing, that they may bring the new Silverstone into iRacing next build, but don't count your lucky dollars just yet. May not even happen at all.
Yeah, no, I think they'd pull something out. I think it's a well-known track. So, all right, let's get rid of the sponsor screen there as we see the time just hit 0. And obviously the AMF Dev Series has pre-qualifying servers now, so some of these boys have already pre-qualified and the time's already been set. So let's go to when they're all gridding up and joining into the server to see who is on pole on the top split, because we have 2 splits tonight. It'll be interesting to see, and as I can already see who it is, but I'm not going to say anything until the grid comes up.
Could be
anyone. Alright, let's go through the grid for tonight's race. Craig Edwards, surprise, up in P1. Trent Thomas out of 2 for Trick Sim Sports. Number 3, Steve Lattimore. Philip Morden out of 4th. Dave Clements out of 5th. Tyler Blackburn out of 6th. Justin Wallace out of 17. Ross out of 8th. Chris Whittaker out of 9th. William Mitchell out of 10th. 11 goes to Gary Cousins. Nathan Huppett's got 12th. Scott Stevens in 13th. Rob J. Harris, welcome back, mate. NP 14. Jason Cozzy in 15. Chris Fraser in 16. David Miller in 17th. Kenneth Latta in 18th. Ben Strenzrud in 19th. Steve Bartholomew in 20th. Damon Mulqueen in 21st. Welcome back again, Damon. Darren Huxham in 22nd. Matt Kidd in 23rd. That is the GTE grid for this evening, and I will jump onto a camera. As you can see, they're going to do their warm-up lap real quick. Let's go to the GT3 grid for this evening. Wayne Hewitt out in 1st. Nathan Anderson out of 2 for PRT. Brady McHugh out of 3rd. Simon Larder out of 4th. Scott Gamble 5th. Tyler Bowen out of 6th. Grant Matterford out of 7th. Michael Spithill out of 8th. Mark Dial out of 9th. Cameron Pryor out of 10th. BJ Kennedy out of 11th. Welcome to the series, bud. Andrew Lang out of 12th for Riot Sim Racing, and that counts that out as the GT3s. As we said, we have 2 splits tonight. This is the top split. These are the best of the best, or the tip of the sword. Hopefully this is going to be a good, clean race as the boys are settling into this Series 7. That was a mouthful and a half, Isaac. You got to try that without messing anyone's names up. I think I only messed up one. So, look, that was better than every other week.
Yeah, that's true. Oh god, dang it! Excuse me for a moment.
I was preparing for that one. I was going through everyone's names in the qualifying server just to make sure that I knew who was on the ball. I saw all the numbers and times that everyone put down. So when it came to race time, we knew what we were up for.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's go. Let's go have a look as they do a full lap of warm up.
Jeez, that's gonna take a while.
Let's go jump. Let's go jump and see some GT3 action. Look,
Oh, there's a car stopped.
who is that?
The one, the redneck car just
Dave
stopped.
Clements.
Dave Clements has...
Technical errors. I would say it's technical.
He was meant to be starting at position number 5 and it's just stopped on the middle of the track.
Let's see what the GT3s do. Look, we've already had action. It hasn't even been green flag. Not even
Okay,
yet
so-
as he exits out of the server there. Let's go back to these boys here.
No, it's still on the track. Looks like might be some sort of a hardware issue. I'm just gonna check in. So let's see. There is movement on the car,
Look at
but
Craig
there is
Edwards.
engine. So it sounds like it might have been a software, possibly a hardware issue. So he was due to be starting in position number 5, and now unfortunately he won't be able to pull a lap in. So what a shame! And already from the start, before the race even started.
As we see the lights are out on the pace car. As we're nearing the end of the formation lap, warm-up lap, whatever you want to call it, the safety car will go. We're going to hit green lights, green flags. Let's race. For the next
So we're-
45 minutes with a compulsory pit stop. Goodbye,
be
Mr.
interesting.
Pace car.
This will be interesting because the two cars in front are former teammates. So here we go, they're on the way, and Craig has already got a bit of a jump. But
He
with
went on his own.
but with Dave Clements possibly still on the track, will they have to bring out the safety car again?
Nice clean run for the GTEs. Let's just jump back onto the field. Craig's doing good. Let's see as the GT3s come round. Turn 1. So far, so good. It has been nice and clean as the timing screens are going off their face. Everyone has done well. Just watching the speed of everyone. Broadcasting and commentating is massive. Oh, as you just see, a little bit of a shunt there. Mate, move out of my way. Scott Gamble even getting a little bit of pressure now from a beamer. Just making it on that outside run into turn 4. As you see, a little bit of smoke in front. Oh, he's got 2 beamers.
Very wide.
Left and right. Just give him a tap, mate. You're in a Merc. It's the biggest couch you could find that you can put wheels on.
Yeah, it definitely is. These cars are, well, the Mercedes are fairly huge, but if you compare them to over like the BMW, they are kind of the same size, but a little bit longer in terms of wheelbase and a little
Let's
bit wider.
jump back up the front with the GTEs. Everyone got a nice clean break. Everyone's got a nice clean start. Thought I'd show you a GT3 start for a change. We don't give this bunch so much credit in the races because there's so much action happening up the front. I thought I'd show you a start of a GT3s and they did really, really well. As you can see the order on your screen, 1 through 5 in the GTE class. Let's jump to 1 through 5 in the GT3s. And the gap
Whoa! Jason Cossey
I
just
just-
lost it at turn 1.
just saw that. Unlucky for him. Let's try and get an instant replay real quick. And it's not working. That's awesome.
He might have been aided in that spin. I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't catching it fully. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but it was-
I don't know what was going on there with the replays, but hey, technical errors, they come up from here and there. You know, it's all 1s and 0s. I guess a 1 was out of place. Alright, as we
Yeah.
round into the 3rd lap, Craig Edwards is up front, followed by Trent Thomas. That's, while I'm saying this, let's pull it up. Steve Lattimore in 3rd position. He has been an absolute force this season, Steve Lattimore. To the end of last season, he has been up the front in the elite class. And it is just a matter of time before he wins one. Was that good? Should I touch wood or just leave it at that as a commentary cast?
I'll leave it at that because
Yeah, no,
you
I didn't get
Yep.
paid $5 to say that either. I'm only saying that because you're race on us. So
Yes, true.
let's jump back down to the field, and we got Rob J. Harris. This streamer, the well-known Twitch streamer, YouTube, all over, Facebook, everywhere you would see. He is back on track in a lovely BMW mate without his paint. Dude, send Podium the paint, bud.
Unless he has intentions of just driving it paintless, because he was with Valkyrie Sim Racing. I think
that is a good point. That is a good point. He is now privateer.
Yeah, he was from Valkyrie Sim Racing. He has since left the team, so he's now a privateer. So I think his intentions at the moment is to leave the BMW M8 absolutely black in an attempt to maybe get picked up by.
I'll give him a race paint, no dramas at all. As you can see, Tyler Blackburn just making a move, and see if we can get a shot of this. Tyler's going to make it stick. Rob's going to back out and let him have it nice and neat. It is only lap 3 out of a 27 estimated lap race. So look, we've got 40 minutes to have a crack at this, and he'll let Tyler go. As you can see, there's a nice little bunch pack in here.
Yeah, there's a bit of a compression behind him, but with Scott Stevens and Kenneth Latta, Stevens might be in for a bit of a pass on Rob Harris.
Well, let's go to your mate Justin Wallace. Okay. Let's go have a look at him. He's done really well in a couple of races. He's the back of a 5-car train, right? And this is the whole leader set at the moment. As you can just see, Philip Morton just going a little bit wide out of the last, going into the first corner. He's doing really well for the team, mate. You got to give him a little bit of credit back. Everyone's going to think I'm like a race on Osboy or something. Oh, I was going to start talking about PRT or...
Oh, you think?
Yeah, probably. Let's go back down to Damon Mulqueen and see that amazing SSS or SSR Beamer mate. Isn't that a sick paint or what?
It's
golden black.
Yeah, golden black.
It's like bling.
Yeah, it's a bit classy.
Yeah, and not to mention, mate, Damon was my all-time endurance partner. We used to be for different teams, but we used to do endurance races together.
Yeah.
Until he got signed by Synergy. Just as you can see in the background there, that was Matthew Kidd just getting a little bit wide and obviously causing a little bit of a speed deficit and losing the position. Now he's getting hunted down by a beamer of Darren Huxham right behind him. So I'd say that that's going to be done very soon if he makes mistakes like that again. And that pure white aqua cyan spoiled 911 RSR.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting to see if Kid's going to make another mistake, because I haven't seen much of him drive. But knowing my luck, there might be a chance of him slipping up again and Huxham getting the pass on him. Trying to make it.
Alright, let's have a look at the front battle here. Still, okay, from the first to fifth, let's go through this real quick. 0.3 of the second between first and second. Steve Lattimore's 0.7 behind that. Philip Morton 1.1 second behind the leader, and Justin Wallace 2.4. So let's put it in relative speaking. The first 4 cars are within a second of each other. You can see it on screen. They're right up every other's clacker, should I say. One mistake this early in a race, 5 laps. Okay, your tyres are just warming up. Everyone's in the same setup here. So let's have a look. Philip Morton and Steve Lattimore still running the Ferrari 488. Awesome stuff. They're both on the same setup. So this is going to go down to driver, okay? Because the AMF GT Dev Series is fixed setup, right? They have set up professional geniuses, gurus doing these setups, right? To balance all cars the same lap time. Alright, so it's how you drive that's going to make the difference here. So you got 2 Ferraris and 2 Beamers. So this is going to be interesting to see who's going to take this one out with this close proximity.
Supercars take note. Well, then again, with supercars, they've just done a center of gravity test, and the Mustang's going to get 30 kilograms. The Commodore's going to get 6 kilograms of added ballast. on the cars. I believe there's a penalty coming out for Kenneth Latta, car 770.
Ouch.
A 20-second stop hold.
Why is that? What happened there?
I don't know. I'm just gonna get. Let's see what the stewards will have to say.
Alright, while we're doing that, let's go jump through the field real quick. Chris Whitaker is up the back of Justin Wallace, as we were just talking to him in the RSR. As you saw in the last 2 rounds, he has drove that car by perfection. Let's find someone that's not Race on Oz to comment on. Okay, because basically it's a PRT Race on Oz, absolutely grid that you would not believe. Darren Huxton up the back of Stephen Bartholomew for the back of the grid there. That's P18 that's having a fight. Now let's jump back into the GT3s. As we can see, Wayne Hewitt in front of a GTE, smashing that Beamer. And his closest opponent is 4 seconds behind him, as you can see in the foreground that he was running around that corner. Stephen Lada up the back of him. Wants that second spot, is still on the podium, but not good enough. Tyler Bowen, 2.9 seconds behind him, but the closest battle would be for 5th and 6th. That is Michael Spithill in the BMW Z4 up the back of Scott Gamble's AMG, the green one. With the elbows out at the start and all, Grant Matterford is just behind, waiting for a slip up, and that awesome PRT Z4 Beamer. Yes, I did get your paint. It is looking awesome as, by the way, Grant.
So I just got in contact from Race Control. Kenneth Latta got involved in an incident with Chris Frazier and ran him off the track. So he's got a 20-second stop go for that incident.
Not friendly, is it?
On the previous lap. Yeah, definitely.
BJ Kennedy, I apologise, I haven't seen your name in this series again, if you have been in the series, but other than that, welcome aboard. If you are, you're in the top split, you've done really well. There's some really close battles going on, eh? It's going to heat up. Just as we're going to just jump back up to Philip Morton here, actually, he was just clocked at like 0.5. So obviously he just tried to make a move on Trent Thomas. Not got it to stick yet. Steve Lattimore's just pacing himself. He's waiting for the right moment. 4-car battles in iRacing, you got to let them play out. You got to benefit when you can, and you got to know when to back off. Strength and weaknesses. But this early in the race with 33 minutes to go, all they'll be looking at is apexes and exits. Well, technically speaking, I should say apexes and track out points, as we jump on with Dean Ross, that's only 0.2 of a second behind your mate Justin Wallace.
Yeah,
It's
Justin's
had interesting.
Yeah, well, Justin has had a very busy day today. Did second split of V8 Scops, and by the looks of things, he finished just in time for the AMF Dev Series. So he will be. So he's gonna be he's one busy man tonight. Finished off second split in Scops, and here he is.
Nothing like it, eh? You just finishing a V8, and then you want to come and jump on board in a Porsche 911 RSR. As you can see how close he is. Look at it. This is going to be entertaining. Hopefully they do it cleanly.
Dean will have the advantage because he's got the slingshot, but Justin's just blocked him on the outside, so that slingshot has been compromised. But watch for the over-under. He's going to execute the pass on the outside, which is actually pretty common in that type of corner I've seen, because here you're going to get a better pass, and there you go, pass executed from Ross. Well, yeah, watch the crisscross though.
Yeah, you lose speed by doing it. Look at the Porsche. A couple of Ks makes a difference.
It definitely is, and look at that, Justin Wallace is trying to get back behind Ross there. Just trying to get in there, get in the apex. Very good. Completely misses that apex. He must have completely messed up that corner.
Oh, look at the
So-
different lines. Look at the different cars and the different lines you can take and how much you can push it. RSR real wide there for Philip Wise. That's going to hurt him coming out of the next one. This is signed, sealed, and delivered. Position to Dean Ross. Let's go back up to Philip Morton. That's right on the back of that Beamer. He wants it. He's not going to back down.
Craig Edwards has got a bit of a gap heading towards Trent Thomas, who's in the Trick Sim Sport BMW MH. One of those huge team switches in the off season this year, moves from Fusion Sim Racing to be part of Trick Sim Sport, who I'm actually seeing is growing a lot recently.
I'd
So,
say the word on the grapevine is going to be massive changes in teams very, very shortly. Did I say that with a smile? Did you get the gist?
Yeah, I do.
There's some massive things happening behind the scenes of what I've heard. Little birds chirping. So there's massive changes in teams and people soon. So we'll see what happens there.
This will be very interesting to see, because this change might play out here, depending on.
Oh, there's massive things. Okay, iRacing on its own, and then not only the AMF Dev Series as well. The boys behind the scenes, massive things are coming, massive things are happening. You know, iRacing itself is getting taken so serious, and I am so stoked to be a part of it, be involved with it, be around it, and be witness to it. So it is amazing what's going to happen soon. Look, Justin Wallace he's got that little bit of a ground back up. I think he just needed to clear his head and think about his lines, his apexes and exits, as I said. But let's go back to P13 as Ben and this whole fight of the whole mixed up class is happening. He's been pushing through. I've been watching the timesheets as well. He's been trying to get on the back of David Miller and getting around some lap traffic. He's done well. See, another race on Will's car, mate. I swear to God, you got to stop putting them all in this race.
Nah.
Let's go to David Miller, okay? RRT, Redback Race Team, okay? They used to completely, LeBlanc, and they used to completely decimate this whole series. As we saw last season, it was 1-2 the whole entire series in the GT3 category with the RRT boys. Wonder where they're going. Alright, while talking about GT3s, let's jump back down. Everyone is nice and spaced out and calm. As just to say, the probably closest fight would be P5 or P4. Oh, just to see Nathan Anderson just jump in the pits there, do his compulsory pit stop and get it out of the way. And his lovely BMW Z4 for PRT. Back up the front, Hewitt is just driving to a number. I think he is just hitting his apexes and exits. That's probably the 5th time I've said that today, so we stopped saying that. He's done really well. We've had 3 people in the pit so far. Kenneth Ladder only been the one GTE that has done his pit stop today. Nathan Anderson and Brady McHugh has done their pit stops that are compulsory. So let's see up the front with the racing as Philip Morton still tries and closes this gap. This is a Ferrari punch BMW boxing match.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, that's what the thing is. Look, do not classify these cars are different. The setup guru that does the setups for the AMF GT Dev Series does an awesome job, and they are legit 100% the same in performance wise. It is up to the driver 100%. If you jump in here or the AMF GT Dev Series, if you jump on their Discord or whatever, get involved with the series, then you will find out that you can drive a Beamer just as fast as you can drive a Ferrari. It's up to your personal taste and how you handle the car. Now, trust me, I'd probably pick the Beamer over the Ferrari, but hey, as I said, it's a personal driver and how you drive that car, what your setup's like, and how you're happy with it.
Yeah.
It's like Ford or Holden, really, isn't it?
Ford, Holden, Nissan, Mercedes, or Volvo.
The conditions are overcast. What's going on? It's meant to be clear. The ambient temperature is 19 degrees Celsius. The track is 21. The wind is 7 k's an hour and the humidity is 1. Not that it makes a big difference with the humidity and wind. It's not going to slow down that much. The track temp is going to be the issue. It is still classified as cold in my book until you hit about 25 degrees. That's probably when the good bit's going to happen.
Hey, do you know what I think it is? Typical British weather.
British.
It's your typical British. Oh, hello. That's Dave Clements.
What's he doing?
He's back out.
Good on him. Where is he?
He's
Right down the back.
He's right down the back, and he's doing a bit of an excursion around Maggots and Beckett's.
All right,
So
let's look at Dave Clements, the last of the last, but obviously he's having some technical failure, but don't worry. He is the man himself, the RMS man, so he's probably exited out of the sim to go and work on some software for you guys for iRacing.
So it must have been a hardware issue, and he's managed to do a bit of a reset, which
rectify the situation.
Yeah, he's able to rectify the situation, so he's back out on track. So for those who didn't see it, he's unfortunately stopped in the middle of the circuit where we are now during the formation lap, and yeah, it was very bizarre. Brings on a list of very bizarre moments in the AMF GT Dev series. This is the first time I've actually seen it happen in person. So yeah, one of the most bizarre moments in the series, and I wouldn't expect that they'd be the last time that happened, because I expect it might happen again sometime soon.
While you were just talking about that, right, I was just checking out Damon Mulqueen's, right? Disengage on YouTube. Damon Mulqueen's awesome Synergy Sim paint there, right? I was doing some cool little camera work there just to show some nice metallic flake that he's got going on that paint. So that is really good combination with the black and gold. And no, I'm not in any way attributed to Synergy Sim Racing, by the way. At all. No, I mean that.
Damon's a character.
He's a really good bloke. He's a really good driver, and he takes his iRacing very serious. So let's stop talking about him just in case I make any mistakes. But he's right up the back of Gary Cousins, eh? He's dead set up the back.
And
he
there
wants
seems
that
to be
spot.
There's an FSR car that's really understeery. Who's that in front of them? That is Scott Stevens from
Scott Stevens from the market.
Yeah, it looks like it's been really understeery as of late. His car, again, they're all.
If he holds them up, this is going to become a battle pack. This is going to become a little pack, or a little congregation of two Porsches versus Beamer that's got a nice paint, and Damon's going to see the gap.
He's going to see the gap. He's going to calculate how to pass safely. When he passes safely,
he already calculated that 2 laps ago.
Yeah, it'll be signed, sealed, delivered very shortly. Here we go. Signed. Where's the sealed? Sealed and delivered. Pass done. Watch for the crisscross though. Yeah, but watch for the crisscross though. Gary might get back at him in his next few corners. So don't put your guards down just yet, just in case. Gary, whoa! Pass done on Scott Stevens. Just oversteered it at the third to last corner. So there we go, bit of sweat.
Yeah, a bit of there, a little bit of pressure. You saw something happening there. Let's have a crack at a replay, see if that works, hopefully.
Seeing a few cars coming into the pits now for the
on the
compulsory pit
grass.
stop.
Unlucky for me. Unlucky for the pressure for him. But Darren Huxham is the next one. Alright, let's go back up the front in the closest gap. Everything is stretching out for the more than 0.8 behind. Steve Lattimore again. He's got a bit of a gap. So everything's trying to space out at the... Well, not trying to. They're spaced out a little bit at the moment. And we will see the closest fight at the moment is back in P13 GTE with Darren Huxham on the back of Stephen Bartholomew. Let's go back to the GT3s because we don't give them enough love. Simon Leiter in P2. He's got 2 GT3s in front of him as he sees one spin out in front of him. Oh, that was Matthew Kidd.
Kidding me.
Those Porsches are just not nice when you drop that rear tyre a little bit on grass. Grant Manafort in 3rd position for PRT. He's driving a solid run. He's already pushed up. Let's see his starting position. Where did he start? He's already pulled up about like 5 spots, isn't he? 4 spots.
4 spots. Oh, 6 spots. Oh,
Oh well, we'll come back to that anyway. But he's on a drive. He's going for it. Also, let's have
there's a battle between Michael Spithill and Scott Gamble, BMW and Mercedes. This is for precision down at the Maggots and Beckett's Bend. So just gonna keep a close eye on that, see if anything comes out of it, because these two are they're in different classes. I think Spithill is in the class, while Anderson is in I think it's like a AMF sort of class. They haven't really touched base on what classes are what in the AMF GT3 series. I probably have to now. But that's the closest battle we've got at the moment. A 3-way battle. Scott Gamble behind. Yeah, Scott Gamble, Tyler Bowen. They've all bunched up to each other. So we have BMW, Mercedes, AMG, and BMW. It's coming out of what actually is, I believe, the proper Turn 1.
Yeah, but look at the GT3 fight that you were just commenting on with Scott Gamble, Michael Spithill. You got Tyler Bowen at the back as well. So not only that, I think Scott Gamble's going to be a busy man. Look at him front and rear. A lot of people go a little bit defensive on driving, but that got a little bit touchy. To be honest, Scott is all over that Redback Racing Team Michael Spithill car, just as we see in the background.
Rob Harris going into the pits for his compulsory pit stop. That might have unleashed the shackles for Spithill for just a second, but Gamble's gambling on a hopeful mistake on Spithill. Not sure they will though.
Nathan Huppets just commented in the YouTube chat, blackouts are no fun. He just dropped out before the start. Unlucky for you, mate.
Ah, bugger.
It does say that you are 15 laps behind. Pull your finger out, bud.
Yeah, I think it's probably too little, too late. Too big.
He's just having a joke with him, man. He's a good bloke. He's in this series and loves it. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't get a drive tonight.
Oh, does he? He's disconnected.
Yeah, nah, blackout's no fun. So obviously his power's dropped out. And unlucky.
Dave's just giving up to Ghost again. Looks like he's disconnected again.
Darren Huxham getting on the back of Trent Thomas like there's white on rice. There's another broadcast. I've said that comment. Maybe I should go and YouTube some racing commentary analogy. Another one, William Mitchell on the back of Tyler Blackburn. He's in an RSR, he's in a Ferrari. I know what car I would rather sit in.
Yeah. I'm still looking at the another that close battle, GT3 battle, and it's actually starting to heat up a little bit. Scott Gamble being harassed. Bowen. But they're both at least equally spread out at the moment. But I don't think a pass will be executed at the time being. So I reckon that this will be it for now.
Well, there's 17 minutes to go, so everyone's been really nice tonight. No one's had some major issues. I don't think the track times. So look, you know, the fastest lap was done by Philip Morton at a 1:41. I don't think there's going to be too much lapping the GT3s tonight. I don't think it's going to be a major issue. Even though if it was, it would only slow you down a little bit. It just make you a little bit cautious going into a corner, or trying to take your line that you have to deviate from, so your braking marks is going to change a little bit. So I don't think it's going to affect too much tonight, especially with these GT3s. Look, we still have the front 5 runners not made a pit stop yet. We're going to wait until see someone flinch, and I think that all of them are going to do the same thing at the same time. Just as you watch Craig Edwards just get a little bit on the dirt there, but he is using maximum track. Just as we go on the background there, look, Philip Morton is slowed down just a little bit. They've caught up with a little bit of traffic, and that would be, if
Morton
I'm not
in.
mistaken,
Kennedy in. So Morton is in.
Craig Edwards stayed out.
Lattimore stayed out.
Ross stayed
In.
out. No, Ross
No.
is coming in.
And Wallace.
And Wallace. As I said, I don't have direct communication with these boys, but as I thought, if one flinches, they all will. Craig's up the front now. I would say that he's going to come in this lap just to get it done and dusted. Not caught up with any more traffic, as the 3rd, 4th, 5th is in the pits at the moment, and P7 and the GTEs are in the pits at the moment. So look, this is going to be an interesting race when they all come back out. That close proximity, the lap times are going to make a difference. As you look at Trent Thomas, he did a 10 flat in the stop. Also with Philip Morton, he did the 10.6, so obviously he would have lost a spot. Chris Whitaker did a 10.5, and then Dean Ross with a 10.2. So look, it's going to be interesting when Craig Edwards jumps in the pits. Not only that, Steve Lattimore as well, as he's getting slowed down by a GT3 car that's actually leader, Simon. Yeah.
Wayne Hewitt.
No, it's Wayne Hewitt.
Yeah, Wayne Hewitt, leader of the GT3 class. He's got
No,
a bit of a
he's in
gap.
P3. The time hasn't clicked over on the windscreen yet because he actually took his pit stop. Simon Larder, that's pulling in the pits at the moment, is actually,
Edwards, Craig Edwards is in.
as we called,
And Stephen Lannimore's in too. So
following
the
suit. So this is going to be interesting when it all comes out after this. But Wayne Hewitt is now back the leader from Simon Larder that had it for one lap, because obviously Wayne took his pit stop and Simon didn't.
it's a pretty angular pit stop there for both Edwards and Lattimore, knowing that they are at the front of the pits. Boom, done. Edwards is done.
He did a
Oh,
9.9. Steve Lattimore, 9.3 second stop.
But he bogged it, so he's going to lose a bit of time, and he's going to be out right beside Phil Morton. They're going to go 3 wide into Magnus and Beckett's, and there you go. He loses a spot.
Not yet.
Whoa!
It's not done yet.
Whoa!
There is a
Whoa!
little bit of action there.
Phil,
Steve Lattimore
hold on to
can
yourself.
avoid any incidents.
Oh,
There you go.
wow.
P2, mate. A little bit of traffic, a little bit of action.
Just got him.
We said
Nerves-
we delivered.
Yep. Phil. He got a little bit.
I think
too
he was looking a little
ambitious.
bit at the numbers. He was looking at the numbers, and I think it was just a little bit too busy there. As you can see, a little bit of dancing around in the background.
He got a little bit too ambitious coming into Magnus and Beckett's. It became a rallycross car, 4 off the deck. It became a rally car for just a second, but
Yeah,
Phil,
the Ferraris don't handle that too well.
this is a GTE car. You're in the wrong category, mate. You're meant to be doing that's rallycross.
Yeah, he should be in a full focus or something.
No, it's Subaru Impreza.
And pretzel. Alright, Tyler Bowen. As we can see in the back of the fight that we're just watching there, this was where they got lapped. Tyler Bowen on the back of Scott Gamble. They were doing the little dance you could see a few corners ago, but this is actually fighting 1 lap down for the GT3 P5, should I say?
Yeah.
As I'm looking
P5.
at so many numbers. But look, these boys are doing well. They stayed out of it, but stayed out of the argument with the GTEs, and no one got smashed up and put in the wall or in the fence, as Isaac says it. And they're all still running and racing and still kept their position. As you can see, Philip Morton is behind Tyler Bowen, and he's in a different class. So he definitely needs to get through. These two boys have to give up on their fight, be a little bit respectful. Philip Morton's had pace all night and let him through, let him have a crack, and see what's going to happen with up. Because he's P3. Oh, his car doesn't look too nice on the rear brakes there. But that's Ferraris for you. Sorry, I'm not a Ferrari bummer.
Yeah. Ferrari currently occupies the next 2 spots of the podium.
Yeah, whatever.
Actually, no. I'm
Brett,
gonna rub it in.
PS, I love your comment, mate. Thanks for loving this stream. We do our best. Technical issues get the best of us sometimes, but hey, I'm hoping you're loving the broadcast on Facebook. It is live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, thanks to restream.io.
I'm just gonna rub it in just a little bit. Ferrari is 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, 'cause the Beamers are just pacing, but I'm not even a Beamer fan either. The RSR. I'm sorry, mate. The RSR just kills it. It's just, I love the RSR. You can get off the sim driving an RSR and feel like you just got out of a Porsche.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, it's sweaty palm stuff.
It is sweaty palm stuff. 7.1 seconds between Craig Edwards and Stephen Lattimore. Craig is just cruising. He's got this car absolutely down pat. No issues with it whatsoever. Touching wood that he doesn't make a mistake.
Justin Wallace. Oh my god, mate. I just got to show a replay of that. What are you doing?
Had a bit of an oopsie moment.
Just
Oh!
a little bit of a battle in front of him, and just, yeah, exactly. That's it. Porsches. The minute you touch that grass, especially under brakes, yeah, it's not going to go well for you. All right, David Miller. He's in P10 now. Redback Racing Team. Just behind Rob J. Harris, that's having an absolutely stellar run that took a pit early on. Not to mention, to take away focus from this stream, he's probably streaming this on Twitch at the moment, Rob J. Harris. Facebook, go like his page. He is a really good member of the community when it comes to content creation and advice for younger participants. I would say that, yeah, he's a major influence in it as well. Unlucky that he's driving a black car at the moment, because obviously he is a privateer, and I'll probably get to the messaging him before any of you do. Yeah, Isaac, knock it off.
Okay.
You've got enough. You got enough race on us, boys.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
All right.
Sorry, Stephen.
Yeah, go back behind him. You've got RRT, and you've got a little bit wide. You'll be right in the Beamer. Then you've got David Miller just behind him, Justin Wallace as well. Let's go back to Darren Huxman in P15. It is heating up at the back of the pack. The front is really quiet and really nice and slow. As you can see on the screen, you can see your top 5, 1 through 5 in the GT3 category. The fight is at the back of the field. Darren Huxman driving that mate all over the track, trying to get past the back of Gary Cousins.
In the words of Glenn Fry, the heat is on.
It is. But you can see the difference. That's it. If you watch the broadcast enough, you can actually see the differences of corner for corner. The cars, I can't say it anymore. I cannot elaborate even more. The cars are the same. Okay, it's how you drive them that are going to matter. You can see 2 Beamer drivers. Let's go back to round 1 of this series. You can see 2 Beamer drivers driving different lines, different braking points, different markers, and the whole lot. As you can see, Darren Huxton just trying to put his nose down, and it is a massive nose on that BMW mate compared to an RSR that everyone thought had a fat ass. But the Beamer will eat it. As you can see behind him, Steve Bartholomew just going, mate, if you're not going to do it, I will. So,
he's going for a bit of a dive bomb. Huxton was going for a bit of a dive bomb, but that didn't execute very well. But look at, watch out for Bartholomew behind him. He might have a bit of I'm tripping over my own words.
It's alright, mate. It happens. It is broadcasting. We have so much numbers and stuff to focus on, but this is what we do. This is what we do. We try and bring you the most action as we jump back up to P7 in the GTE category. Try and say that. GTE and GT3, okay? That's a feat in its own. Okay, we've got Trent Thomas on board with him. Okay, he has been closing the gap on the back of Tyler Blackburn as they're closing up to traffic, and as you can see just in front of them, that was Scott Gamble, that awesome green monster, as they go 3 wide into this corner and see what's going to happen under brakes. Is it going to be nice? As you can see in front of them, as William Mitchell is going to take over a BMW. It is all on. It is all on. Everyone is just making moves, and we're trying to keep up with it all. And hopefully, look, it's been nice and clean so far. We haven't had to go to too many replays, as the replays haven't been working too well tonight. But it has been awesome. Awesome racing. As you can see, Dean Ross just going wide round Scott Gamble's AMG there. That green paint looks lovely. I like it. I enjoy that WPC concreting AMG. But he's got a Beamer right behind him.
Bit of a tramp, cars.
Yeah, well, let's jump on board. All right, let's go back to Tyler. All right, P6 GT3s. Let's say there's Rob J Harris just rounding him there. Let's have a look on board with what it looks like. Okay, what it looks like being a GT3 driver trying to keep up. And as we saw in round 2, right, the GT3 cars are not that much slower down a main straight, but the cornering factor is a massive one. You can see that as that LeBlanc car is just going to take it and just say, see you later, mate. I can get you under brakes, no dramas. That's David Miller, by the way. Or, as we see a move being made, that's GT3 versus GT3. So there's Tyler Bowen trying to make a spot up as well and benefiting from that traffic intervention. So that's going to be a major factor as well in racing as well, especially with AMF GT Dev Series. So look, mate, if you don't have iRacing, jump on. It's $5, 3 months. Enjoy it. Hit up that guy's AMF GT Dev Series. Everything's done for you. All you have to do is rock up and race. You can pick up a Logitech steering wheel for $300 at good old JB Hi-Fi, and get involved with these guys. It is the most insane fun you could ever have. Look, I got involved with iRacing because I'm a V8 lover. I love V8s, and the minute I found this on YouTube, I was hooked, and my wife cut my credit card in half. But let's go jump back into P6 in the GTE category. This is Trent Thomas. He is the closest battle in the first 10th.
Way. Bit of a crash bang happening in where you are. Sounds like something crashed on your end.
Oh, no, it's just my kids hitting the garage door.
It sounds like a bit of a FUD.
Nah, that's alright. I'll have this little man cave sim thing happening in the garage, and one of my kids just decided to make it funny on the broadcast.
Yeah, oh, look at that. The sun's coming out. The track temp might start to increase, but it looks like it's only on the front straight at the moment, because it looks like it's going to get back to cloudy on the other half of the track.
Well, let's have a look. Look, track temp's only gone up 1 degree. So it's not going to play a bit too much, mate. Look, we've got nearly about 2 minutes, 53 seconds. The sun can come out. They aren't called V8s anymore. Clearly not a fan of them, James Addison. Why not? They're called V8s, bud. Just to see Trent Thomas making a move. And look at that, William Mitchell just letting him go. All right, let's go jump back up through the grid while we have chance. Craig Edwards is checked out big time. He's a 6.9 second lead. Surprise, surprise. Fusion Sim Racing, Steve Lattimore's in P2. Well done to him. As I said at the start, he is a force. He is absolutely pushing his, Ferrari in this season. He's doing really well. Philip Morton in P3. You know, these boys have done really well. Chris Whittaker, I have to say your name fast because otherwise you're going to bust me on Discord later. We have this argument all the time. William Mitchell is going to be the closest fight of anyone in the top 10, to be honest. Let's go back all the way back to P16 with Stephen Bartholomew. There's only, that close behind as he's going to make a move. Don't touch the back end of the Porsche, otherwise you're going to get a penalty. Go for the crossover and hopefully it sticks. Lovely paint, by the way. I love the flames on the SMS Beamer. I think it's SMS anyway. I think that's the
Yeah,
side of it.
Chuck Motorsport.
Let's go back to Wayne Hewitt in P1 of the GT3s as he gets rounded by Craig Edwards.
We only got a minute to go, so
Yeah, Tyler Bowen is probably the closest fight in GT3s, and that's for 3 and 4. No, 4 and 5th, sorry. Correct myself. That's only 5, and then we have 4 non-finishers: Max McKittrick, Cameron Pryor, David Clemens, and Nathan Huppert. That was in the YouTube chat before saying that he had a blackout, unlucky for him. So,
Stephen Bartholomew had a ride out sideways moment coming out of turn 1, and he's going to get picked up by Chris Fraser. In my screen is the Texaco Porsche 911. I think it's different on your end. But here we go.
I can't run in training paint, so.
That's true.
Oh,
Here we go, side by side.
he's touched his arm. And the SMS car that we were just talking about, that is going to be a penalty by far.
That's a penalty. That is
Stephen Bartholomew, no joke, on the second last lap. Unlucky.
Unbelievable. And this will be the final lap. Craig Edwards just came past the start finish line and come through turn 1. So yeah, and that's hands down a penalty. That's a slam dunk penalty. That it can't be doing something like that on the straight line. That's just really stupid.
So we know if Craig Edwards just keeps it clean the next, minute and a bit, he's got it. The closest fight is back down in P15. Jesse Butler should be racing in this category, and he's not on track at the moment. Where is he? You go message him and tell him why he's not back in here. Alright, the closest fight is Gary Cousins at a 0.9 of a second. Behind that's 15th and 14th against Darren Huxon. That is the closest fight in GTEs. Let's go back to the GT3s. Wayne Hewitt leading the pack. Going back down to Tyler, and P5 is the closest battle. On the back of Grant Matterford. It's got that lovely PRT paint. You can thank me for that later.
Well, Craig Edwards.
So pretty much it's going to be a nice, clean finish.
It's two from 3.
Yeah, it's 2 corners to go.
Yeah, 2 corners to go. Two from 3 from BMW. Takes the win percentage up to 66%.
Yeah,
Craig Edwards got the BMW on debut on the first round at Sebring. He's going to do it again at Silverstone.
Yeah, it was the debut of the Beamer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did a perfect debut for it, and he's won it again.
Steve Lehman,
unbelievable.
Second.
Wayne Hewlett actually second.
Let's jump back to Tyler Blackburn. He's the closest that's going to be anyone. He's not going to make any moves. He's not that close. And he's going to come through in P7 as they come out of the run out of the last corner, followed by Dean Ross in P8, Rob J. Harris, Stella Drive in P9, David Miller in P10 as he crosses the line for the RRT LeBlanc. Porsche, Ben Stressrud. We'll go through the results a little bit later on. David Mulqueen in that beautiful black and gold Beamer. Darren Huxham was the second closest finisher, with a 0.8 second behind Justin Wallace in the RSR car. And we go all the way back to P20 with Kenneth Ladder is 0.3 seconds behind Jason Cozzi. And that RSR, can he push? Can he make a move? He's getting held up on the last couple of corners. Is he going to do a dive? Send it, brother.
Oh, it might be a touch.
Who's got the run? Who's got the run?
No.
Just not close enough. Unfortunate for him. But
yeah,
again,
be close.
Wayne Hewitt taken out. GT3 category in P1. Nathan Anderson in P2. Simon Ladder in P3. Grant Matterford in P4. As you see, all the cars mingled in together. You can see two Beamers. You've got the daddy Beamer and the mummy Beamer. Just cruising around the track. That's an ongoing joke. If you drive the Z4, it's like driving your missus's car. It is, I'll tell you. If you race in the Z4, I'm sorry, man. Even SVG races these things around Bathurst all the time. Puts up, the races, but at the end of the day, you're driving your missus's car. Let's knock it off. Go drive a proper one. All right, the GTE results for this evening. Okay, we have Craig Edwards obviously winning the race again. Steve Lattimore in P2. What a drive for Race on Oz. Philip Morton, unlucky for some, on a couple of little moves that he made and whatnot. You got the podium, brother. Chris Whitaker in FT1 Motorsport out of P4. Trent Thomas in P5. William Mitchell in P6 for PRT. Tyler Blackburn as well for Race on Oz out of P7. Dean Ross PRT 8. Rob J. Harris, what a drive. Privateer, come see me. I'll change that Privateer logo. No dramas at all. David Miller for RRT in P10. Ben Stranstrud, message me later on and tell me how you say your name. P11 for Race on Oz. Damon Mulqueen, what a drive in that beautiful black and gold Synergy Sim racing car. Justin Wallace for Race on Oz. A little bit upset for him for tonight. I've seen him drive a little bit better, but P13 nonetheless, that was well done. Last week he was a little bit up more, but hey, we'll see what happens to him. Darren Huxton for FT1 Motorsport as well, 14th. Surprised he's not in the top 10. He drove well tonight. Gary Cousins in 15 for OzSim Races. Chris Fraser for Pulse Racing Team in 16th. Steve Bartholomew in 17th. We saw a lot of battles going around this point of the track. Well done to all the boys that scaved it. No major incidents was happened. Scott Stevens out at 18th as well. Jason Crosby, well done for the last line finish there against Kevin Lada in the Shove Motorsport. Car, as we keep going on, and the non-finishers, Matthew Kidd, Dave Clements and Nathan Huppets. As we saw in the YouTube chat, he didn't have awesome power. Right, let's go back to the GT3 grid. No fate on its own. It is a hard fight if you're in the GT3 car, especially trying not to wreck anyone else's races, but still trying to hold your own in your own race. Even in an amateur category, that goes out to these guys. They do an amazing job every week. And to bring it home in P1 is an amazing feat. Wayne Hewitt with the BMW Z4 GT3. Nathan Anderson again in the BMW in P2. Simon Lada in third for Right Sim Racing in the BMW. Grant Medford and the PRT BMW in fourth. As we can see a trend happening until Scott Gamble beats it in sixth. Tyler Bowen in fifth in front of him with the Shove Motorsports BMW. Scott Gamble is the only one that brought the AMG home in the top 6. Anyway, we do have BJ Kennedy in the AMG in P9. Mark Dial at a 7th with the Redback Racing Team Beamer. Brady McHugh again with the Beamer in 8. BJ Kennedy, welcome to the series in P9 with that AMG. Andrew Lang out of 10. And let's go through to the last two. Michael Spithill with the BMW Z4 GT3 Redback Racing Team out of 11th, and Cameron Pryor P12 Z4 again, and that was a non-finisher. So that was an amazing race, and as I would talk myself, I will take a breath.
Cool down.
What a mission.
Yeah, it was like a mission from God.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
It was absolutely bonkers. So,
well, everyone did really well tonight, man. It was really good racing, man. Look, we saw Jesse get a little bit, not Jesse. See Jesse Varley. What's going on? We saw a race on Oz cars, getting a little bit squirrely out of T1. We saw a little bit of punch and shove. I thought it was going to be an all-on race from the start with that 3 wide stuff happening with the AMG of Scott Gamble and stuff against the 2 Beamers. But especially when you're in a Beamer, you're like, I'm in like a Mini. You don't want to pick a fight with an AMG because you're going to be second best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Mike Tyson going up against, he's featherweight. Oh, and Anthony Mundine.
Anthony Mundine or John Cena. I don't know. I'm not a WWE fan, so I don't know.
All right. All right, let's get on to the cars. All right, let's go to the cars. Okay, thanks to the
Let's get
sponsors
to
tonight, RMS Race Management Services. Okay, that was Dave Clements. He does a lot for iRacing software. If you need anything at all to do with iRacing and software, even to do with custom dashes with Androids, Arduinos, anything like that, Dave Clements is the man to go talk to. Send him a message. He will hook you up and help you out with anything you need to run with your custom sim setup or anything like that. It's not just an iRacing software thing for what we do with ATVO and broadcasting and race management. It's everything to do with the drivers themselves. If you have a custom sim that most of us do because it's tailored to your needs, then definitely hit him up and he will help you out with any dashboard software or button boxes or anything like that. He's always a message away, and without him at the moment, this series would be nothing. So thanks to the sponsors on that one. So while we're talking around, everyone's jumping in the commentary waiting booth, also broadcast waiting room, as we bring up the GTE grid. Should we talk to the GT3 or GTEs guys first?
Let's do GTE first, because I think we did
You want to do GT3s first?
GTE.
You want to do the faster guys or the slower guys?
Oh, I don't care.
Alright, Simon Larder. Let's pull him in. P3, GT3s. Let's chuck him in broadcast commentary.
Let's bring him in.
Simon, how you going, bud?
Good, how are you?
Not bad. It's a pretty clean race to broadcast. How was your race?
It wasn't too bad. It was pretty uneventful, to be honest.
Well, I was just about to say the same. It was nice and clean. What was going on?
That was good. It was just good, clean racing, I think, by everyone. The track conditions helped. The nice, cool track felt nice and slippy, but the grip was definitely there.
Yeah, we saw the temperature at the start of it, and obviously it was meant to be clear, and then it came overcast, and then it was 21 degrees. So you boys would have had a field day, especially in that light, lovely Z4 GT3 Beamer you had.
Yeah, it is good fun. It's a good fun car, that one.
All right. Well, while you're in here, what do you think of the series?
Oh, I love it. It's good fun. I got into this series probably halfway through last season. This season I'm running full time in the Beamer Z4, and I'm loving it. Thanks to the boys over at Rights.
What about the setups? I'm gonna ask you because you're the first one in the commentary box, and I'll ask you. How do you rate the setups against the other cars?
The setups are great. I mean, no issues. I've only just switched over from the Merc to the Beamer. It seems to suit me a bit better. They seem to be up the pointy end of the field a bit more.
Oh, out of the top 10, I think BMW cleans it. There's only 2 Mercedes up the top 10 of the GT3 class, so yeah, you're on a winning one with that one.
Yeah, there we go.
So while you're in the commentary booth, mate, you have an open mic. Give a shout out to all your teammates and your sponsors.
Oh, the Riot Sim Racing for sure. The guys have helped out a lot. We're a fairly new team. We only came around end of last year, and yeah, we're doing well.
Awesome work. Well, look, congrats on your podium tonight in the GT3 class, man. I hope it continues throughout the series, and thanks for joining us in the commentary booth tonight.
Thanks, guys. So do I.
All right, let's go to P2, another podium in the GT3 class. Let's bring him in, Nathan Anderson. How you going, buddy?
Hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, not too
You
bad.
good?
Cruising around, broadcasting your guys' race.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Pretty boring from my end of things, but yeah, it was a good race overall.
Yeah, it seemed like a little bit of an apex and exit race. There wasn't too much going on there. How did you deal with the traffic there? Was there any major points or any close points that you had with the GTEs going through?
Nah, not really. I was just a bit conservative. Just as soon as I saw them getting pretty close on the relative, I'd always try and either just back off going early or just try and strategize where I'm going to let them pass. But no, overall it was pretty good. Sometimes going into turn 1 when they're like 3 seconds behind, and then before you get to the end of the corner, they're right on you. So apart from just juggling that was all right.
Awesome stuff. Well, as a PRT driver, you have an open mic. By all means, shout out to all your teammates and sponsors.
Yeah, definitely. Just big shout out to Brian and all the guys for the series they run. You guys in the broadcast team. It's always a privilege to watch the broadcast back. All the guys in Pulse, obviously, and shout out to my girlfriend for putting up with all my craziness, all my having a lot of patience. So that's always good. But just wrapped to be a part of this.
Well, that's awesome, man. Congrats on your podium, P2. We'll hopefully see the results that's going on. I'll probably post them up about round 5 for the viewers, but we'll see them in the next couple of days in Discord. Thanks for joining us in the commentary booth, Nathan. Congrats on P2 again, and we'll see you again next week.
No worries. Catch you later, guys.
All right, let's bring in Wayne Hewitt himself. Let's chuck him in the commentary booth when I find the little button here. Wayne Hewitt is in the commentary booth, and once again, Oliver Fullerton in the YouTube chat saying you are his hero.
Here we go. I'm going to have to pay that guy more money, feeding him.
Well, that's all right. If he keeps writing it, I'm going to keep saying it.
Clown. I'll go and thump him in a minute.
Mate, Wayne, again, up front. How do you feeling about that?
Yeah, good. Bit surprised with the gap, especially in the practice and qualifying service. I was sort of pretty surprised, but then not seeing what the other guys were doing in the other server. I wasn't sure what was going on, but obviously just that track car with that setup obviously suited me for some reason. So yeah, it was just a matter of getting in front, staying clean, hitting the marks, and trying not to back off too much because otherwise you end up binning it anyway. So
yeah, but you definitely had a lead, mate. That was 15. What was it? Over the line, it was 15-second lead.
Yep. Yeah, it was just, like I said, just a matter of keeping the nose clean and just hitting the marks, making sure I didn't stuff anything up. And just try and get to the end.
Yeah, but that's the thing I've been saying tonight about the broadcast is that all the setups are fixed. All right, so the fact is that out of the top 10, there was 8 Beamers and two AMGs. You won by a 15-second margin on the same setup that people were running in second position behind you.
Yep.
So, it all comes down to the driver. So your driver ability is right up there, mate. So you got to be proud about what you're doing, mate.
I'll have to go to the team owner and ask for more money next season.
Oh, I think it is. I think you need to work on a sponsorship deal here and say, hey, mate, come on. Oliver mate, looks up to me something chronic.
There you go. Nah, it was good. But it was good to see it was fairly clean. I haven't heard too much chat. I think there was a bit of an incident with the GTE guys at some point, which I think Trent copped, but I'll have to go back and watch that through the broadcast and see what happened.
Yeah, it wasn't too much. A little bit of push and shove, but mid-pack GT3s was a good start. But yeah, no, everything was pretty clean, eh? To be honest.
Yeah, no, it seemed to be. It was good.
All right, so while you're in here again, I'll say again.
Yep.
You have an open mic. By all means, shout out to your team and everything like that, because it comes up on the broadcast that you have no team. It's an empty box.
Oh, okay. I'll have to fix that, but it's obviously, a race under the Red Pepper banner, even though I've got Angry Pepper Racing on the side. But main sponsors would be generally all the guys that are racing at Red Pepper. We sort of own around our own businesses and things. So I've got Tyrula, Munchie's Pet Products, Select Maintenance, and my own, which is Riverina Technology.
All right, awesome work, mate. Thanks for joining us in the commentary booth again, and no doubt we'll see you back here next week.
Thanks, guys.
No worries, mate.
No worries.
All right, as we wrap up, that was the GT3, guys. Let's go into the GT3, GTE results, should I say. Okay, and we have 2 Ferraris and a Beamer, mate, as Craig Edwards drives it to the finish easy. Let's pull in Philip Morton and Isaac, by all means. It is yours.
Thank you very much. Get Phil here. Phil, you there?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Another good race by you lot in the Ferrari.
Yeah, it seemed to work pretty well around here. I think had we seen one of the faster guys in the Porsche, it would have been right up there as well.
Yeah, definitely. I saw you had a bit of a pretty big moment into Maggots and Beckett's, transforming a Ferrari into a rally car.
It was. I had to either hold back behind Lattimore, who I thought was going to try and take it easy with Scott on the inside, and I'm just like, I'm already passing Scott. If I lift for Lattimore, this could turn into a three-way crash. So I just was like, okay, I'm going to be the one who goes through the middle. And Lattimore lifted and Scott didn't, and so it put me offline for the rest of the quarters. So I decided to go grass cutting instead.
Yeah, turned a Ferrari into a very expensive lawnmower.
Yeah, pretty much. Didn't have much choice in the matter
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah, it's been a really entertaining race for the GTE guys. Mainly the front have been fairly quiet, albeit a few moments down the back.
Oh, it was actually quite busy. Like there was one part where all four came up on that back end, that back marker in the GT3 class, and that ended up with cars going everywhere to try and get past him. It wasn't his fault. He just wasn't quite prepared for four GTEs to try past him at the same time. So,
Jeez.
so that was quite fun.
Yeah, it was. You got the open mic at the moment. You want to thank any sponsors, any teams?
Yeah, I would like to thank everybody in my team who turned up for the event and helped out as well, because Chris is on for a podium, I think. Messed up slightly in qualifying, so unlucky Chris. But he definitely had the pace, and he was right. He should have been right up there, unfortunately. And thanks to all the sponsors for the team: Demon Tweaks, Fight Colorectal Cancer, and the Sim Racing Collectibles. And I always forget one each week. I can't remember which one it is this week. So
which team do you run for? Because as far as the sign-up sheet goes, you are blank, and it doesn't show a team.
Oh, it should say FT1 Motorsport. So,
we'll definitely change that. But I just thought I'd give you the moment as while it's up on screen and it shows no team. So, to say that yourself. So.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, for FT1 Motorsport. So we've got, I think normally we have about 4 or 5 guys turn up for these events. So it's definitely one of our cornerstones for what we do.
Yeah, definitely, and not only that, the big endurance racing from your end, Phil, is about to start up.
It is indeed. GLA will be hosting the Oceanic Endurance Championship starting on the 14th of April, I believe, and it will be starting at Silverstone as well. So,
how coincidental.
Yeah,
should be fun.
What car are you driving, by the way, Phil?
We haven't actually decided our car for OEC yet. Likely to be the BMW or the Ferrari, but at this stage, we'll see.
I'm just about to say, because I know things that are on the back burner at the moment, I'm just going to give you a little bit of competition. That's all.
Awesome.
Guys, thanks for joining us in the commentary booth again. Philip Morton, always in the top 10, always up the front of the field. Thanks for doing whatever. Congrats on your podium. I didn't mean whatever like whatever, but thanks on your awesome driving and your lawn mowing skills. And yeah, we'll see you again here another week.
Thanks, guys. It's great. It was a great race. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, later, bud. All right, let's get Steve Lattimore, your team boss, in here.
Uh-oh.
If I can move him because the screen is too late. Hold on. Just let me just move this. Yep, there we go. All right, hold on. Move to broadcast commentary chat. Steve Lattimore, the man himself. How you going?
Hey, Steve.
Hey, mate, I gave you a good talk up tonight. Can I have $5?
I'm surprised you didn't jinx me this time.
Nah, I didn't. I said really safe stuff.
Yeah,
I swear to God, I was touching wood the whole time.
I had to stop him for a sec.
Nah, you had a really good run tonight, mate. What's going on?
Yeah, no, it was quite a good battle there, especially at the start. Sadly, the GD freeze broke it up a little bit. But Trent, Phil, and myself, we kept on going. Then just, the luck of the draw with the GD freeze back markers through the fuel stops, and yeah, ended up out in second. I can't complain. I did less fuel in the tank than Phil, which I think helped me jump him.
Yeah, I can say that because you had a 9.3 second stop against Phil's 10.6.
Yeah,
So
earlier I
there's,
think
there's
Phil
a
said
little
he
bit of
would,
numbers for you.
yeah, Phil said he chucked in like 22 or 24 or something like that. I only threw in 17. It's a quick little splash and go.
Yeah, fuel saving Ferrari.
No, I didn't actually. I did on the second last lap just because I thought I might not make it. But then having a look at the readout, I went, no, I can push all the way.
Yeah.
Not that I
because
really needed to at that stage.
At the start, so let's go in probably about 5 or 6 laps, if I can remember. Yous were like first to fifth. Yous were all lined up, ready to make a move. Like you were really close. I can't remember who it was, but you were right up the back of. It would have been Philip, to be honest.
No, it was Trent. Phil was behind me.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, there was 2 Beamers and 2 Ferraris, but yous were all like, yeah.
It was absolutely awesome having the Craig and Trent right there battling, and me and Phil right there as well on the back battling as well.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It looked really well, and I was like, oh, this is going to heat up to something chronic. And then he's all kind of like started pacing out nice and evenly, and I was like, oh.
We met that back marker, and
Yeah.
he wasn't that very friendly.
Nah, and yeah, you can see a little bit of sketchy moves, and you got to be prepared for the GT3s. Obviously, you're up there in the GTE class, and it's a little bit faster and stuff like that. How do you combat that? How do you deal with the nerves of, is he going to make the wrong move here, or where's the right place to pass?
Well, with the driver that we first came up to, he actually kept his line, so he was very predictable, which was really handy. Just probably easing off a little bit earlier, letting the guys race, considering he didn't actually have a battle going on himself. But yeah, usually if the guys stay on their lines and just keep doing what they're doing, maybe just ease off into the braking zone a little earlier for the GD3s to get past. Yeah,
Don't worry, we're getting mixed up all the time.
Bit of fun?
You try commentating GTE and GT3.
No, I won't even touch that.
Nah, we get it mixed up all the time. All right, Steve Lattimore, the man himself of Race on Off. You have an open mic. Give a shout out to your own team.
Okay, yeah, all the boys that took part tonight. I'm gonna make a special little announcement to Hayden because he showed up and I didn't make an announcement last time for him. But yeah, Harvey Bay Auto Glass, all the sponsors over at Race on Oz, the forum, go check it out.
All right, thanks for joining us in the commentary booth. Congrats on your P2, mate. You have run a really good race, as I was saying during the broadcast, and you will see it when you look back at it. You have really pushed forward to the pointy end of the field in the last probably series and a half, I would say. And I'm waiting for the day that you're at the top step.
Yeah, I haven't had a win since Bathurst, I think, which was season 1 or 2.
Oh, jeez, that long?
Mate,
yeah.
That's 5 seasons ago.
It's been quite a while, but between drinks. But yeah, no, it's great battling up the front there with the likes of Craig and Trent and Phil. Clean, great racing. Everyone leaves room and everyone races quite hard, and that's what you want each and every week. It doesn't matter if you end up coming third or second or fourth, as long as you have an excellent race like we did tonight.
Yeah, spot on, mate. Couldn't say it better. Thanks for joining us in the commentary booth once again, and as I said, hopefully soon we'll see you back in here for the top step.
Not a worry. Thanks for the broadcast, and thanks to AMF and Ryan and Justin for all the work they do.
No worries, mate. Thanks for joining us, and let's bring in the winner himself, Craig Fredo Edwards. Craig, how you going?
Oh, g'day, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Again?
Oh.
You should become part of the commentary booth. What are you talking about?
Oh, good on you.
Stop racing, mate. Just come in here and have a laugh with us.
Well, it was a bit of a tough one last week, but yeah, it's good to have the AWS powered beast back up on the top.
Oh, it mate, come on. You were the one that broke the whole M8 winning streak. So you got to keep it going now.
I'll do my best.
The pressure's on. I wasn't touching wood when I said that. Nah, well, look, mate, you won by 6.7 seconds. So the beam is going to be right somehow.
Yeah, it was pretty on pace this week. Looked like the Ferraris had a bit of it in practice, but then come qualifying, it seemed that you couldn't really split the two cars. I saw a few Porsches up there as well, so it looked like it was going all right. And then, yeah, just in the race, I think a couple of people had a few problems behind me. We were having a very close fight until the pit stops, and then after the pit stops, I had to look behind me and couldn't see anyone.
Yeah, because you had a late pit. I think it was between you and 5th position. I think no one pitted. I think everyone was waiting on you, and then a couple of guys dived in the lap before you. Because we were looking at the numbers, and I thought you were going to be the one that was going to jump in there first to just, let's get it over and done with. But second, third, and fourth, or second, third, and fifth jumped in the pits, and then both of you followed the lap next. So, yeah, it was a bit different. You had a couple of back markers and stuff that you got around to right. I didn't see too much dramas with that, but I would hear your opinion on that. How was the back markers tonight?
Oh, no, they were fine. They were fine. I didn't have any problems with them.
Philip Morton did.
Yeah, I think the very first GT3 we came across really broke up that front pack. We were running all within the same sort of second bracket, and then after I got through, they got a little bit held up through the last bit of the track, and then gifted me basically a 2-second lead, which I just played seesaw with Trent until he pitted. But yeah, other than that, I didn't really see any issues with the back markers.
Nice cruisy race for you tonight. And obviously I know who you race for, but it doesn't come up on the broadcast for some reason on the sign up sheet.
Odd.
So by all means, give a shout out to your race crew and your sponsors when you have an open mic, mate.
Yeah, well, shout out to Fusion Sim Racing powered by AWS, and our sponsors Eclipse Signage, Carter Plastering, and Dripping Paint Graphics.
Well, that's it from him, the man himself that has taken the Beamer to the podium step. Was that 3 times in a row now?
No, it's first, fourth, and first so far this season.
Well, look at that. We're only round 3, mate. So you're up there anyway. So, look, congrats on your podium again. The top step, the man himself. If you want to jump in the AMF GT Dev Series, by all means, do it. Check them out on Facebook, YouTube, and everything else. Support the crews, the teams, everything, and learn from the man himself, even Craig Edwards, if you jump in a practice session. Isn't that right, Craig?
Anyone can ask me anything, anytime.
That's it. See, look, it's a development series, and everyone is more than happy. Everyone is always friends when they're off racing. As you can see, the respect for everyone on the grid tonight, especially with that 2 Beamer, 2 Ferrari fight we saw for the first 10 laps. That was amazing, by the way.
Yeah, it was very good fun. Very good fun. Very tough fight.
Yeah, but that's it. That's what brings it down to the fun of racing, not the point of, someone overdriving corners, smacking up someone's ass and signing off for the night. These kind of leagues, especially what you're running in, it's amazing to see that you can get 4 cars, 2 different manufacturers up front for 5 laps keeping up with each other. It's brilliant to see.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
All right, thanks, Craig, for joining us in the commentary booth once again, and no doubt I will see you again.
Oh, he's hoping. Thanks for having me.
He's hoping. Yeah, we know you're going to be up there, mate. I got bets on you for the season, okay?
All right, no worries.
We're all taking bets, so if Isaac loses, that's cool. Hey, Isaac.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I've been sidetracked.
Yeah, he's placing his bets for next week. He's He's betting on you, Craig.
Yeah, I've done the stats.
Great.
Done the stats. The BMW has won 2 of the last 3 races. So Craig, you've got the most winningest at the moment with 66%.
Yeah, that's it. He's like, it's round 3. I'm just gonna put money on Craig. Steve's gonna be pissed. All right, thanks for joining us in the commentary booth, Craig.
Pleasure, mate. See you later.
Been a pleasure. As we all wrap up from Podium Broadcasting, as we all have a joke and a laugh, that's what it's all about. We're all mates. We all enjoy a laugh and a giggle. Look, we cannot say enough thanks for Race Management Service, RMS, of Dave Clements coming on board, and helping us with all our software needs. Trust me, he's the man to go to. I've asked him a million questions about, everything from screens to everything. Because if you know who I am, we build sims, we do broadcasting, we do everything that's within sims, but we're not promoting me. Dave Clements is the man. So if you have a phone or any screen that you want to stick on your wheel, 3M Scotch-Brite tape or anything else, hit him up, because he'll hook you up with custom personal software to help you out. Also, I would like to thank Ryan and Justin for the AMF boys and the series that they put on. As you can see by the racing and the laughs and the giggles we have after the race and what we talk about, this is a fun, friendly event. We don't hold grudges against anyone, and the setups are done for you that you can keep and reuse in any iRacing race. And with the GT3s and the GTEs, there is a plethora of races that you can do on iRacing. Also, there's always codes going around for $5 for 3 months. So join in on the action if you have a wheel. If not, start like everyone else did on an Xbox controller. They work really well with PCs, but don't tell anyone you're racing with one. Also, thanks to Isaac Edwards for joining me in the commentary booth, as he always does without fail. It has been a pleasure to broadcast for you guys. Isaac, you have the mic, and good night.
Yeah, thank you all for coming tonight. Been a really good race. We'll be back here next Sunday, and I believe we will be forgotten where we're going.
Where are we going? Next race, round 4.
I don't know.
There's some track somewhere. All right, follow the GTE GT3 races. We follow the same schedule as the iRacing races. By all means, jump in. If you would like to jump in on the broadcast and the commentary booth, by all means, hit me up. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, like Instagram, and on the AMF Discord channel is where the most contact happens with the series. So by all means, jump in on that. As me signing off for the night, I would chuck you to the intro video. My name is Steve, that is Isaac, and we are from Podium, and we'll see you next week for the next race of the AMF GT Devs series.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Safety car, safety car, safety car. Slow down, single file guys, single file, safety car, safety car.